Okay, so somebody gonna need somebody to read the Constitution and bylaws. Then we'll do the prayer.
This is on Grand Sheik. You need someone to read that?
Correct. Yeah.
I got it. I'll read it. Act, the Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine Constitutional, because Constitution and bylaws part itself for that. Grand Sheik and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the grand body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The assistant Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be open and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Friday is our holy day of rest because on Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his father God Allah. For the cause of Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all around the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. No member is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government because by being a Moorish American, you are part and partial of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. The organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow laws or constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and the divine creed that they may know that they are part and parcel of the said government and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery, but this is the new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live in the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained noble Drew Ali the prophet to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of America. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become part and parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful husband. You must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey the father and mother and be industrious and become part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali through the guidance of his father, God Allah. All praises due. Amen. Ameen.
All right, everybody, please stand for the Moorish American prayer. 5 on the left, 2 on the right, feet at a 45-degree angle. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah, my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, through Ali, Amen. Um, for the sake of time, we read these. Everybody was on the call last week, right? So for the sake of time, we already read all. Everybody has heard these warnings to be read in every meeting. Uh, So I'm gonna just say we'll go ahead and go to the next segment of class for the sake of time. Unless y'all just want to go over these because everybody was on here. So yeah, but I do want to go over, see who all on here. Yeah, we'll go over the 101 right now. Am I still screen sharing? Can y'all see? Moorish American Prayer. Hold on. Can y'all see the screen now? What is on the screen?
It still has the Constitution and bylaws.
Okay. All right. Let me all right, y'all. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Moorish American Prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, two. Quran questions for Moorish children. Who made you? Allah. Two. Who is Allah? Allah is the Father of the universe. Three. Can we see him? No. Four. Where is the nearest place we can meet him? In the heart. Five. Who is Noble Jew Ali? He is Allah's prophet. Six. What is a prophet? A prophet is a thought of Allah manifested in flesh. Seven. What is the duty of a prophet? To save nations from the wrath of Allah. 8. Who is the founder of the Moorish Temple of America? Noble Jew Ali. 9. What year was the Moorish Temple of America founded? 1913 AD. 10. Where? Newark, New Jersey. 11. Where was Noble Jew Ali born? In the state of North Carolina, 1886. 12. What is his nationality? Moorish American. 13. What is your nationality? Moorish American. 14. Why are we Moorish Americans? Because we are descendants of Moroccans and born in America. 15. For what purpose was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded? For the uplifting of fallen humanity. 16. How did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish Americans? By teaching them to be themselves. What is our religion? 18. Islamism. 18. Is that a new or is that an old-time religion? Old-time religion. 19. What kind of flag is the Moorish?
It is a red flag with a 5-pointed green star in the center.
20. What do the 5 points represent?
Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
21. How old is our flag?
It is over 10,000 years old.
22. Which is our holy day?
Friday.
23. Why?
Because Friday is the day on which man was formed in flesh, and it was on Friday when he departed out of flesh.
24. Who was Jesus?
He was a prophet of Allah.
25. Where was he born?
In Bethlehem of Judah, in the house of David.
26. Who were his father and mother?
Joseph and Mary.
27. Will you give in brief the line, genealogy, through which Jesus came?
Some of the great fathers through which Jesus came are Abraham, Boaz, Ruth, Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, and Joseph by Mary.
28. Why did Allah send Jesus to this earth?
To save the Israelites from the iron hand oppression of the pale-skinned nations of Europe, who were governing a portion of Palestine at that time.
29. How long has that been?
About 2,000 years ago.
30. What was the nationality of Ruth?
Ruth was a Moabite.
31. What is the modern name for the Moabites?
Moroccan.
32. Where is the Moroccan Empire?
Northwest of Exum.
33. What is the modern name for Amexem?
Africa.
34. What is the title given to our ruler in Morocco?
Sultan.
All right, we're finna stop right here. We're finna do it a little different. So we all 34. We have 6 participants. We are 34 in the 101. So I'm gonna bring it back because today I want to start doing this a little different to bring this up to what we got going on now, and we can all get on the same page.
31. What is the 30? What was the national? 29. How long?
Of Europe, who was governing a portion of Palestine at that time.
29. How long has that been?
About 2,000 years ago.
Okay, so how does this tie to us in today's day and time? You know what I'm saying? The reason why I'm asking this, but I just got to make sure we all on the same page. With being a member of the Moorish Temple of America, temple number 8. Okay. And where we're going, where we are, and where we are going. So, everybody out here is in different places in their life and in this journey. But the your time here it has to be equitable. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, a lot of people have, not been honorable or equitable, even just being a beneficiary, even to themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it needs to really be understood what we doing, what we saying, where we coming from. Because in these 101s and these what's being stated, what was the nationality of Ruth, and Ruth was a Moabitess, and that's connected to us today. We saying we Moors or Moabites, you know what I'm saying? And so that ties to, and I'm gonna go ahead and show these videos right now. Hold on, let me.
you are correct. So Moors didn't call themselves Moors. Yes, they did. It's very well documented. Very well documented. But people also say that this was this tribe or this was that tribe. That's a tribal identity, not an international identity. Two different things. You must know the difference, and you must know the significance of the differences so that you are correct when you speak on these things. So, Abdul Rahman is free because he wrote a letter to the Sultan of Morocco, who then contacted the President of the United States of America to have him released. These are two incidences where people who are of Moorish descent were enslaved and gained their freedom or articulated their identity and status to the United States, and it was recognized. You understand? So it is very important to understand the basis for the petition in the first place. That in this petition is called the Free Sundry Moors petition, or the Free Sundry Moors Act, because it was an act by Free Sundry Moors, and Free Sundry Moors mean all Moors, so they filed it in the interest of all Moors, not just themselves. That Moors do not get identified or listed as Negroes, because they.
All right, this ain't even the one. Hold on. This is the second. Let me go to this brother page. It's three. This
Between Moors and Europeans.
one. All right. Y'all pay attention. Can y'all wait a
You
minute?
know what that does?
Can y'all still see? Okay, yeah.
What it does is it gives us the ability to examine the conduct and the actions of the European colonial powers. Because at the time these treaties were made, those particular treaties recognized the Sultan of Morocco as the ruler of all of West Africa. If I show you a picture of the United States in 1776 and show you a map of the United States today, it wouldn't look the same. The 13 colonies hadn't yet spread. And the reason I bring this up is to highlight for you all the reality that what you see Africa today through a political map from the 17th, you understand? So what this does is it places the action of the European in violation of those treaties.
All right. So you're talking
See, they're
about
trying
treaty
to make
law.
you think that when they came and stole people.
This is the part right here that's most important to boil. We're gonna go back, but today's lesson is about treaty laws and how treaty law, international law, state, nation, statehood, all of this is very hot topics with these Moors. You know what I'm saying? So we're finna look into lawfully what's really going on.
That stipulates from the International Criminal Court of Justice that stipulates that the sovereignty of the Sultan of Morocco extended as far as his religious suzerainty, which means that wherever he was recognized as, because in Islam, you don't have a separation of church and state, it's a theocracy. So wherever he was recognized as Sultan at is where the sovereignty was at.
All right, Islam. Everybody unmute their mic. All right, we finna discuss this right here. And right here, you can see lower Ethiopia, upper Ethiopia, the demarcation line. This is all the stuff that the prophet talking about. I'm bringing it up to par right here, right now, so we can really see what's going on. Also, you see right here, it say Negro land. So let's talk about what this brother just said about it not being no separation of church and state in his land. The sovereignty rests with that, those two things. And this is coming out of an international court of law. I'm also go back. Really, this is supposed to be the second point, but this brother explains and shows how treaties are higher than international law. International law comes from treaties. And so this is the second. Matter of fact, let me. So and this word Susan tree. Very important to understand right here. This is from a case. This is dealing with the documents of the diplomats of France.
There's a few things that you must understand. See, first you must understand what treaties are, okay, and what role they actually play within the grand scheme of civilization, law, and government. You understand? See, a treaty, well, let's just talk about treaties in relation, just so we can bring it home, so that you'll understand more intimately the relationship of treaties as it relates to our people. But first, you got to understand a few things. Treaties are the pinnacle of law. International law isn't even on the same level with treaties. Treaties supersede international law. In fact, international laws are derived essentially from treaties that are made. Okay? So in relation to the US and to the United States, treaties are considered a part of the supreme law of the land. And that's in Article 6 of the US Constitution, which says that all laws that were made prior to the adoption, all treaties made, prior to the adoption of this Constitution shall be legally binding. Okay? And so there's also something called self-executing treaties. Self-executing treaties are treaties that do not have to be invoked by a foreign government in order for those treaty provisions to be in place.
Okay, yeah, we got everybody still. Any questions or comments on what this brother talking about? Or any opposing views or what? What is there? What's the general consensus? Are we understanding what's going on here? Is it you can actually go look this up. This on YouTube. He go into talking about Obama.
The United Nations came up with a law to ban guns and arms globally. And, you know, of course, gun rights activists and lobbyists in the United States, you know, they didn't want that to take place. So Obama argued that Article 6 of the Constitution made it so a treaty doesn't have to be ratified by Congress for it to be legally binding.
And let's get into equity and religion, which is the same.
The sovereignty was that. And this is very important because what it does is it gives us a context of what it actually looked like at the time frame that the interaction between Moors and Europeans led to the slave trade, the transatlantic slave trade. Because essentially what ends up happening is the first place that was attacked was the coast of Morocco. See, a lot of our people don't realize that the slave trade is an outgrowth of the European colonial powers seeking to take over the trade of the Moors, the Moorish Muslims. So let's understand that, because at this period, Moor and Muslim was synonymous, because the Europeans understood Islam through the eyes and lens of the Moors. The people you see today were not the faces of Islam 500 years ago, 1,000, not even 1,000 years ago. It's very important. So what this does is it gives us a context to see what was taking place. So that's just like, just to bring it home for you, that's just like the governor or the mayor of a city disobeying or independently, without authority, usurping the authority of the governor. I'll give you an example. Mayor Keisha Bottoms, the mayor of Atlanta, because her family caught COVID, had decided to close Atlanta back down. And the governor issues a statement immediately saying that the laws and not laws, excuse me, they're not laws, but the things that the mayor is seeking to implement in the city is not legally enforceable, because the governor already set the guidelines, because his jurisdiction is above her jurisdiction. And the same thing for a president to a governor. So it's the same thing that was happening at the time with the Europeans and the Moorish powers. So, some chief in West Africa did not have the authority to sell any Europeans slaves. They didn't have the authority to catch other tribesmen or other men or women and children from other places and sell them to the Europeans. They didn't have the authority. And the European didn't have the authority to buy them. And they knew that they were enslaving Muslim Moors, which means they violated the treaties.
Okay.
Have the authority to buy them. And they knew that they were enslaving Muslim Moors, which means they violated the treaties. It's very important because it forms the basis of the identity and it forms the basis of the claim for reparations, because they violated.
All right, any questions or comments?
This is a really good breakdown. Really good breakdown. Are you playing something? Because I can't hear anything if you are, or if you're just looking through something.
Yeah, I was talking the whole time. Uh, I had the mic on mute. Talking about this right here. The holy and divine laws. These laws in 14, key 14 is where we are developing what we are doing. What the prophet said that we had a right to do our own customs, create our own customs and laws in conjunction with the laws of the holy prophet. So the next chapter, the prophet said we are clean and pure nation, because this is kind of a, been a little thing. So I'm showing how we operate. This is straight, and we moving towards statehood or expressing our statehood. This right here is out of the law of nations. And it says, I'm gonna pull it up because this looks different. I want y'all to see exactly how it looks. Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, I see this. This is the Law of Nations. It's 800, it's almost 900 pages when I read this years ago. But this pretty much, where is it at? All right. The Law of Nations, Book 1. Of nations considered in themselves. Somebody want to read this? I want somebody else to read. Somebody read this right here. For chapter 1, of nations are sovereign states.
Islam. A nation or a state is, as has been said at the beginning of this work, a body politic or a society of men united together for the purpose of promoting their mutual safety and advantage by their combined strengths.
That's
From
good. Hold up, that's good right there. So a nation or a state, blah blah blah, is a body politic. Now, who on here don't know that the Moorish Temple of America is a body politic? Somebody trying to get in. Blah blah blah. What are sovereign states? States bound by the legal money or the treaties of protection, tributary states, feudatory states, the two states subject at the same print. Okay,
I was just gonna say, I do want to say, a state is a body politic, but a body politic can be not a state itself, if that makes sense.
well, yeah, if they, right, because, yeah, a sub-municipality of a state can be a body politic, but, the law of nations, the law of sovereign, free and independent states are moral persons whose rights and obligations are established in this treaty. This right here, the law of nations is the law of sovereigns, free and independent states are moral persons whose rights and obligations we are to establish in this treaty.
I really want to go. It's a lot in here. It's a lot in here, but I want to talk about the Constitution, but what are the sovereign states bound by? This chapter very interesting, how a nation may separate itself from the state of which it is a member or renounce its allegiance to its sovereign when it is not protected. Of the establishment of a nation and a country. So it's a chapter in here where it goes over the first duty of a sovereign, which is to establish religion. I'm gonna find it so y'all don't think I'm making this up. And they have cuneiform right here. They're going on. Okay. It'll take me a second to find it. Anyway, it'll take me a second to find it, but so this is our law right here. And hold on, PowerPoint. What's on the screen now? Is it the PowerPoint? Yeah, okay. This is, I know everybody has seen this. This is, temple number 8 right here. Brother Brown L., Governor of West End States of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. This is from the Moorish Guide, which is a publication. When you publish something in equity, that makes it like law. You know what I'm saying? It's a notice, basically. So what we did, if I haven't seen that, this is our authority that we filed. This is an expression of this vast estate. What Jesus in the Quran, he said, "Behold, for I have risen from the dead with gifts for men. I bring to you the title to your vast estate." So, how Brother Shaheen was, Brother Massa, he was talking about on that video about the Moors was taking everybody. We all got done there with our birth certificates. You know what I'm saying? So you a slave. Either you under the Moorish Temple of America, man. Or that's how it was set up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is trying to come in honor. This is how trust works. The people that, like he was talking about, the ones who was doing stuff without the little African tribe that was doing stuff without authority. That's the same thing we got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Noble Drew Ali was appointed to return us our birthright and our divine creed and our nationality. In a trust. This is an express trust. This is a trust. So it's a certain way you have to do it. As an L or a Bay. That's how he set it up under House Ali. You know what I'm saying? He set that up like that. And it's in conjunction with the law of nations. Now, matter of fact, I do got to go back because it is a thing in there where the prophet say if the prophet not right and the temple not right, if the prophet's not right, the temple's not right. And if you feel like that, then turn in your feds and your card and your button and your L and your Bay, all of that. Turn it in and go back to the state that he found you in. This is the part where Moors they not being honorable. They want to use part of this and go do something else to make. Nah, that's not what that said. That's not what the prophet said. Let's read that. What is it? We read it last week. What the prophet said, if you okay. Sure. Okay. What screen do y'all see?
I see the bylaws.
Okay.
It's the bylaws.
Yeah, I don't see him though. Let me see what's going on. Okay. So let me find this what the prophet said. Right here. A warning to the prophet to be read in every meeting. I should have read it. Chicago, October 17, 1928. Send our official business to Home Office of Karen Emilia, Supreme Grand Chief. Right here, he said, all true Moors must obey the laws laid down to them by their prophet. And if they lose confidence in their prophet, give up your card and button, cease wearing your turban affairs, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. For this is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet is sending out a divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they may do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways. That's redemption. All the redemption packages. This is it right here. To redeem people from their sinful ways. Sin is dead. And this was before the crash too. And before they took us, they added the other layer of slavery with this super debt, which when they sold your soul, when they put the sole of your feet on the birth certificates and stuff like that, and you got put right back in the water under the Leviathan and the draconian laws and system, and became a child of the devil. Yeah, that's what's going on. So you either in the devil's trust or you in Allah trust. And you can know the devil know his own. You know what I'm saying? They doing something else right now. Right now, turning up, doing something, getting lit. You know what I'm saying? Fire. It's all dealing with fire. Kindergarten. That's something you start a fire with. You know what I'm saying? The torch of freedom. That's all this say Luciferian stuff. Everything that everybody know in the public is all dealing with Luciferian stuff. It's all there for you to sell your soul. If it's on a small level or a big level. So this trust right here was set up to get you out of your soul being sold. Is love. Allah is the one that judges the world. His judgment is now on, but the weak can't comprehend it not. The end of time is drawing near. And he said this in the 20s when it was the roaring 20s. America was the most powerful nation in the world. So how do we do this? You know, we read this stuff every week. How do we do this? You know what I'm saying? How do we express this? So it was talking about a covenant or a treaty. This is our treaty right here. This treaty right here is based upon the Holy Covenant of the Asiatic nation. We've already been over what a covenant is. The people, Temple A sign on this, autograph on this side, the other entity autograph on this side. This is a self-executing treaty that we've been trying to get people to boards of different entities to participate in for some years. We actually have a treaty with a couple of entities and working on some stuff like that, but these people don't understand the power of self-executing treaties amongst sovereign Moors. Then this is the first page of other pages of things. You know what I'm saying? You become a beneficiary. I'm gonna put a picture on your temple card right here of the trust. But you got to do your part. It's a 180 from you, 180 from the temple. The temple just can't keep putting out, and you're not putting your dues in. You know what I'm saying? And this is not our temple, not like other temples. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for other temples, but you're not gonna go to no temple class and learn none of this. And so this going into other stuff, but I want to keep it simple. The on the private end is stuff going on. This is a public call. So Moorish American Equity and Trust. This we have the power to issue our charters. Okay. And if y'all don't know what that power that is, you need to study self and look that up. The prophet, when they asked the prophet, what do you study? He said self. Study yourself, man. Can't nobody study yourself but you. You got to take the time to study yourself. They asked him again what to study. He said, study self. You know what I'm saying? Don't look at what I'm doing. Now you outside of your own garden. You got your own temple to deal with your body. You know what I'm saying? So if you see something that needs to be done and you trying to tell the next person to do it, you out of equity. You know what I'm saying? If you see something that needs to be done, do it. If you see something wrong with the temple, fix it. Don't come telling somebody don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So this charter right here is an actual charter up under here that the Prophet Muhammad issued out to the Christians years ago. And all of this stuff right here is still in effect. And if you are, once you have learned it came in right with the temple, you tied to this. You know what I'm saying? But as it stands, if you just come to class, you're not doing, you still a slave. You're just learning about, you're just learning about yourself until you start actually being active and changing this stuff. You still under the European, you still under the devil. You know what I'm saying? And you can halfway do it. You can do it with self. You can do it up under yourself, but you're not tied to this trust. And it's you either hot or cold. This is out the Bible. You either hot or cold. It's not no middle ground. You're gonna be spewed out. You gotta make a choice. You know what I'm saying? And if you ride with them folks, go on over there with them and kick it hard. Like the preacher used to say, go to hell with a bang. You know what I'm saying? Don't halfway go to hell. Don't halfway play. Don't play with it. Go on and don't go all the way out, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't come over and playing with us and what we doing. Cause in a minute, there's gonna be repercussions and consequences. So this middle one is talking about tribute is paid to the Barbary pirates. The United States today agreed to pay a yearly tribute to the Pasha of Tripoli, whose corsairs has been ravishing American merchandise shipping in the Mediterranean. One of the reasons why that these people do not want us dealing with nothing Moors is because they owe us as Moors. They don't owe us as Negroes, Black, colors, African Americans, Indians, independent nation. They don't owe us as none of that. The prophet. So we go over here. Noble Drew Ali is the one, not nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Is the one who this trust, who's put up with this trust in the West, the Morocco of the West, the Western. He is the Sultan of Western Morocco. Now he opened up the temple, Moorish Temple of America. This dress that he got on is the exact lift for the Sultan of Morocco. I mean the Sultan, the ancient Sultan, the ancient Pharaoh. And he opened up the sultanates religious, and legislative, governmental. There is no separation of church and state in Islam, y'all. Matter of fact, what? One of our military uniform. Comments or questions? Cause I mean, I really need us all to get on the same page with this.
How is that the state came to its own, you must understand, is the treaty between Moors and Europeans have a precedent, meaning we have seen historically how these treaties were used. I got two incidences for you. One incident, it was some Moors captured and enslaved and brought to South Carolina in the 1700s. These Moors bought their freedom, and at the time, the government of South Carolina had created something called the Negro Act. And these Moors petitioned so that they would not be counted as Negroes. So you gotta think, why did these Moors file a petition with the state of South Carolina in the 1700s to clarify for the public and for the authorities that they were not Negroes and that they were Moors who were subjects of a foreign power in treaty with the United States? What occurred after this petition was filed is that the state came to its own conclusion that they did not have jurisdiction over these Moors. Precedence. That's what was established. Again, the second incident, there's a documentary called Prince Among Slaves. It's about Abdul Rahman from Timbo in West Africa. He got captured and enslaved. And he wrote a letter to the Sultan of Morocco in Arabic. That letter reached the Sultan got it. He said, oh, this is one of my subjects, because he was a Muslim. He was from Timbo. Timbo was close to Timbuktu in West Africa, two different cities, but they're close. So he wasn't in what you call modern day Morocco, because that treaty provides provisions for Moors and Muslims who aren't subject to the dominions of the Sultan, which means that it applied to all Muslims. It was for all Muslims, whether they were subjects of the Sultan or not. So Abdul Rahman, he writes this letter, he sends it to the Sultan get it. The Sultan corresponds with the US president at the time, Quincy Adams, I believe his name to be. And ultimately, he got released.
Secretary of State Henry Clay arranged for Prince to meet with President John Quincy Adams.
May 15th, 1828.
You understand? Just by being Moor. So you have to understand that when those treaties were written, it says in the Arabic version, Muslim. When it's translated into English, it's translated as Moor, because the racism and the bigotry and the prejudice of the Europeans at the time had to establish the ethnicity of these people. And the ethnicity of these people were Moors. That was our international identity.
International.
You travel overseas.
So funny.
You're from the state of New York.
Okay, anyway, he gonna go into explaining some stuff. Yeah, I like this demonstration. So again, you know, how does this play out to us being more in the Moorish Science Temple of America? You know what I'm saying? How do you tie yourself to this? And on the back of our authority that the prophet put out, it says the answer is there. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we tied in with the Sultan of, we was tied in with Ibn Abu Sa'd and all of that. So again, you know, all people really need to, all world need to really do is support what's going on. You know, I mean, it takes some people a long time and go through a lot of different stuff before they figure that out. Some more don't never figure that out. I mean, how this brother telling that, how it just knowing how to connect yourself to something to see the Moorish Free Sundry Act. This stuff was already done. Moore's already been recognized. The prophet already been recognized. It's just people in their ego they want to do some new stuff because they want to be over something or saying they started something or something like that. I don't know, but it's ego, and it's really time out for that. You know what I'm saying? So, um, oh yeah, that's pretty much. That's any questions or comments on this or you know, opposing bills, whatever on what we doing, what have done, don't understand it. Don't understand the power of this our authority. Don't understand the power. Understand how this ties us to this trust right here, to the prophet's trust. You can go look this up. We did some more stuff, but if you understand law, this is an affidavit right here that was filed in Jefferson County, which was where this right here, Temple 8, is in Jefferson County, Arkansas. See right here where it say West End Station, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. The county of, Pine Bluff is in Jefferson County, and that's where we filed this in Jefferson County. That's what it's in book 3, page 32. And it was filed in the head county of Pulaski here as well, the state. And we also did stuff with the Secretary of State, but this has been done. This is tied to this. And again, this Sunday school that we're doing is tied to this Moorish school at Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Religion established law. You know what I'm saying? Not the other way around. Law does not. Allah establishes the highest law. God does, not nothing else. You gotta tell if they saying that you in the wrong venue. You in the wrong venue, man. You in the public. If God not over it, who you think over it, man? Shaitan, the devil. Now, whatever name they trying to get his stuff in the public, but if it ain't equity and Allah, if it's not this, man, you in the wrong venue. In the wrong venue. You know, step down in the greed. Behold, for I have risen from the dead with gifts from me, and I bring to you the title of your vast estate. Everybody, you consider you are dead. They made us, they even touch, we black, you black. You know what I'm saying? Like they asked you what your race was, Malachi, you supposed to say Moorish American. Next time somebody asks you what your race is, man, I'm a Moorish American. Why you a Moorish? That's what, so the one-on-one to say, why you Moorish American? Because I'm a descendant of a Moroccan born in America. See, these one-on-ones questions is the answer that you give to people when they ask you these questions. That's why we go over there every Sunday. You know, somebody asks you something like, well, how you a Moorish American? Who made you a Moorish American? You be like, Allah. Who was Allah? God. Can you see him? No. Where's in this place you can see him? But in my heart. It's like game. It's, you know, like brought on here, you know. So this whole thing is a continuation of that because you got 102s. We got 103s at Temple 8. You know what I'm saying? But if you haven't learned the 101, when I'm gonna get to talking to you about Inky and Nancy and all of this for Islam. So it's 2:16. I'm opening the floor. and I'm seriously opening the floor for questions, comments, because we have to build up our treasury. We have to build up our Moorish manufacturing. Everybody out here, we need products to be selling. We have some products that we can issue out. So it's time we really got to separate from these people. Like this winter is finna get bad, and the prophet said, don't get ready, be ready. You know what I'm saying? He told us to store up 3 months of food. This was in the 20s. So, we working on that now, but it's like, it's just time for us to get serious. As long as I yield the floor, and I really want to, comments from everybody on this. Not even comments, suggestions on how to implement this. And I'm finna write this down right here in how do we get there? Islam, the floor is open. Seven people on here. It's actually 7,
8, 9.
10. Well, it's 9 of us. Thanks. Who we got on here? What happened to bro? What happened to how they go, bro? Gang, brother Amir, what's your take? The governor.
Islam, can you hear me?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. I'm in and out, so I'm really kind of just in and out. I really don't got nothing to say, to be honest. I'm just listening.
Okay, somebody else was finna say something.
Islam self, all praise due to Allah, highest honors to the Prophet. This is Silas Bay. I just chimed in. I don't have the question, self.
Basically, the question was, how as a member, how do you suggest that we proceed forward with us being successful? I just open the floor for the suggestion of the people, of the more.
To be successful doing what?
As a temple, as a nation.
What does it take?
What are we gonna do? Us right here in this farm.
Okay. Wow. I guess more we would need an agenda. More, everything works by we start with a topic and work on that, and then we work on things by things, little by little. So what would be a first project? We need to come up with projects to put forth for the people. Be it enlightening people with the knowledge or starting some type of you know what I'm saying? Selling things, whatever, to be interactive with the public is the really way that we can be successful, because we need to interact with them, because they're the ones who don't know we're here.
Yeah, they know we're here. They don't see what we're doing. So
right,
a lot of them don't know we're here.
Islam. A lot of them don't know we're here. They asking. I get questions. You're more. They asking. They want to know.
So we got this plan for they say plan for product month. We can use say product lunch because this all dealing with public stuff. But after you become a beneficiary, you get in a divine ministry or become a missionary. What you talking about doing out here is propagate. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be compensation for that. You gotta like the Nation of Islam got the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be able to employ people.
Yes, Islam, and we got products, right?
Yeah, I mean, we have a soap making thing. You know what I'm saying? We got soap and honey down here that we doing on a small scale, but it can be done on a larger scale. Um, so
That's a great way to reach to the people with something to sell. With something to sell and a pamphlet, I think that if ones ain't scared, everybody ain't for to be out here with really to be out here and interact with it. Everybody ain't for that. Some people could make the stuff, some people could sell the stuff. But I just think we need to all be like, I'm good with the public. I don't mind being out there. I guess we all need to be genuine with ourselves and what we can able to do. If some of them are able to help produce on the mass level, we need to just really find a project and put some energy into it. And that is the beginning of introducing ourselves to the people.
okay. And so like in the Nation of Islam, they used to call it fishing. You know what I'm saying? You would go out and just everybody you see, you would just kind of, tell them, give them your spiel about what you got going on and invite them to class Sunday. And the thing was to get them to class so that they can, hear the minister
Mm.
and possibly join the Nation of Islam and just see out the excellence of our people. You know what I'm saying? Because it really, especially even really now, right? Like, can't really go nowhere and see our people behaving like they do at the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? If they had this information, they really would be killing us, bro.
Well, what it is what it really is this though, Self. Honestly, they got a head. And ever since we missing a head, we're honestly, somebody need to stand up and be the head. They have a head and they honor the head. Whether it's a right head or wrong head, they honor them. We don't have a head. So honestly, we need a head to the movement because you can't move a body without a head.
Yeah, we got a head, bro. It's the prophet. Like what my buddy just said. The prophet is the head. The prophet is the head of the movement. Victory is sure. But I know what you said. We need a.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we need a Farrakhan.
And a manifest. Yeah, a manifest. Somebody right here. Of course, prophet is the head. I'm with you, Self.
We need a.
He gave a successor. He sat down merely ill, so we need a successor, somebody we can champion behind.
You're right, bro.
Islam.
They had a leader, and so they listen to that leader. So we need a leader. I'm down to follow anybody who got the prophet out front.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm Ola Yinka. I'm new to the temple, and I'm new to I'm not completely new to the knowledge of Moorish Americans, but I'm new to actually kind of like accepting that for myself. So, but I'm also I'm kind of like I'm a missionary, spiritually. So I do a lot of things in the community. I believe, for myself, I think we do as a group need to be able to go out and fish and bring in people. But we also, once we get those people in, we have to have something for them to be able to connect and tie themselves to. We have to be able to educate them and put them in a position to be able to become assets to the temple and not liabilities. I also, as a personal motto for myself and my family, we believe in being the change that we want to see. So if I piggyback off the brother saying that we could go out and sell products to new people, but if we have products, how many of us are buying the products from ourselves? So the first thing I think we would really need to do as a group is to begin to supply ourselves with the products and the things that we need. And then once people come and they say, well, hey, well, what about this? And we'll at least be able to stand on our own square and say, hey, well, this is what, when you come over into our temple, you don't have to go to these stores to get deodorant. So other products, food, vegetables, and food. We have to be able to be self-sufficient on our own right now today. So I'm saying all that to say, we first have to start in-house and supporting ourselves in-house. That'll also raise the treasury. And then we can go out and recruit and, you know, invite people to come to the meetings. And then if they want more information, then we can lead them and guide them to where they need to go within the temple to get the things that they need. And that'll help to open their minds up to be accepting of the truth. And I yield.
We do have so.
We do crafts. We have winterwear. You know, headscarves. Yes. You know, stuff like that. Herbs. We can, you know, a lot of different things.
Okay, who next?
Peace and love. I'm Dante Gramel, and I'm fairly new myself, but I'm not new to like the thought and the essence of love and just doing right by one another. And just from my years on this earth, what I experienced, we can't do nothing divided. And as we all know, these Europeans and put so many tactics out to keep us that way, so many distractions and so many, just so much of everything that's not positive to keep our people from being where we are, which brings the problem to all of us getting on the same page. And if we want that's the only, we know what we are, we have to get on the same page, and it shouldn't be hard to do that because we already been oppressed our whole life. So for us to do it to one another, it doesn't make sense, and it's been done to us since we came out of our mom. Like, they never took their foot off our neck until we discovered what we are and who we are. Now that we know that, it shouldn't be to this. Just me just speaking from where I come from. Like, in order for us to do this, we have to be together. And I agree with everyone who was speaking and all the things that they were saying as far as how we should come together, selling our own products and doing it as a group. And like the gentleman just was stating, some people don't like to do certain things, but if you know what you're good at, you're going to have to do that. It's like no one can hold you back. You got to bring forth what you're good at to this table. That's the only way that we as a people going to move forward and stop doubting each other and help each other and just continue to do that, and more people to do it. Because like bro said, they know about us. It's on us to stand on our square and keep them knowing. And we do need a figurehead, someone to stand out, and like we all follow the prophet as we should. But like you said, someone has to stand up and do these type things so we can just understand and be behind that person and protect each other at all costs. Not just protecting one person, you gotta protect everybody. That's the only way that we're gonna move forward, to stop the negativity within each other and actually express this love of these 5 principles that we live on. We have to do it. There's no other way. Because for years, it's just people Moors butting head with each other, and it's gonna keep being that way until we all just bow down to each other. And there's nothing wrong with being there for your family, and we all are family. There's nothing wrong with it.
You just said something real profound, and I was about to. So we have to honor each other first, bro. And it's like, you know, we saying the figurehead, but we ain't got to go all the way up, no ladder. You know what I'm saying? Honor each other. When man honor man, he honors a lot. That's how I teach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's some figureheads right here. You know what I'm saying? These are figureheads right here. We ain't got no Farrakhan. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then you know, we honor them. We honor Brother Braswell. We honor whatever brother is over the D Bailey L faction, you know what I'm saying? But right now it is factioned up there, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We honor your local, support your local, and even in government, the local is where the power comes from. Your aldermen and your mayors and stuff like that. That affects your local, your life more than these presidential elections. Now that your local is what affects your life. You know what I'm saying? So making sure just as small as like them dues, you know what I'm saying? Everybody making sure they keep their little $5 a week. They dues paid up, man. And we have products, you know what I'm saying? Like we literally got soap and honey. Like we really need to get this out to the more that it need to be like now. We need to do that like right now. We need to get whoever had some money to invest in the Moorish Manufacturing. Where is it at? We literally have a Moorish Manufacturing company. The profit, a lot of more don't talk about that, but the profit had the Moorish Manufacturing. So we here in Arkansas, we have access. It's a brother that makes some real good candles. I'm talking about like the best candles I ever smelled and the best incense like ever. But it takes like an initial investment of like I think $100, but you make like 300, I think, from 100 with the incense. That's this like old school propagating. Back in the day, we used to have incense, the newspaper. We'd be up making 15. We had products to go out and to talk to the people while we were talking to them. We'd be propagating. You know what I'm saying? So we got soap and honey. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, one is gonna have to start investing in themselves.
Yeah.
So also, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build an apiary here. We already have the land space for the bees. We have the skill to care for the bees. We just have to raise the money to purchase the bees to get started. So that's what we're working on here. Today, we participated in a honey harvest for a group it's an old orphanage, St. Joseph's. They earn just from their bees alone $16,000 a year from honey sales. So that could be very lucrative for the temple. But we do need support in getting established and getting it set up. We already have a few people that we're working with here as far as like trying to bring in some dollars, but the best thing is for us to go ahead and set up our own apiary and begin to process our own honey, our own beeswax. Beeswax is used in a lot of things. It can be sold individually, it can be sold to make other products, lip balm, deodorant, body creams, body butters, if there's anyone that's skilled in doing those things. If we are processing our own honey and our own beeswax, we can ship that beeswax out to those makers, and they can then, that cuts the product cost down for them as far as like supplies and demand, and that'll help to get us moving towards independence. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there too.
It's
Islam, about the products, will we all be able to like get our hands on them to sell them for the temple?
Yes. It's an initial investment, and once you send your initial investment in, you'll get your product, just like Amazon or whatever. I don't know if let me see if I'm sharing.
Well, I would love to do that because that's something I'm into.
Yeah, you should lay out like send out like a layout plan of what we need to invest and how much it'll cost. Like put it together more, and definitely.
No, you looking at the screen. You looking at the screen. It's all right.
I'm looking at itself. I'm looking at it, but it's kind of flowing kind of quickly.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to find your
It's moving real
That's the
Yeah, show me the investment status and things like that. I see what you're saying. I see it's coming up slowly.
Yeah,
Islam,
so basically, because we've been pretty much doing it here ourselves. We've been looking at it on the smaller scale, but as far as like getting okay, there it is right there.
Okay.
So you see, you got the noble and royal, the public entity sponsor a hive 150, and this is the sponsor like a hive. If you had basically the hunt sponsor a hive to here we got different packages. A thing
you
of
can
bees,
sponsor a hive.
right? And so with that, it's you have access to honey actually. But up under this, you could just buy. We have jars of honey that you can buy to sell. But as far as dealing with the apiary,
So we would need the packages. How much would it cost to sell the what the honey costs and stuff like that? You got that list up too, Moab?
yeah,
We need like a night.
and we got the whole. And this right here is mostly, this was. I'm gonna pull up the other one too.
I just been thinking self and I understand if we can, one thing, and I honor you for keep going back to the Nation of Islam, because honestly, the Nation of Islam led me here. I was going there, and I was like, something ain't right, and then I left there, and a brother from the temple, I promise you, I was praying to Allah the whole time. I was asking him where I'm supposed to go, and the brother from the temple, he met me on the beach one day with a fez on, bro. So honest to nobody should never diss the Nation of Islam, bro. Nobody, because even if they ain't saying Moorish, whatever, they just got some good brothers and good peoples in there.
Oh yeah.
I said all that to say they do a thing a certain way, like, bro, before they send people out, it's a universal spiel. We need, honestly, man, we need a head to this movement, because we need to sit up under that person, and so we can all come out with a Rotarian complexion. Bro, the way the prophet did things, he sat in them chambers with his sheiks before he sent them out, so. And anybody who should go into the public self is in a public position, should be a sheik self, if you ask me, because they understand the worth and the value of this. We need to send ones with the same spiel, so if they talking to you, they talking to me. You feel me? And we need like a study chambers, and ones need to go through before you even come to these people out here. You need to be well adept in what you saying, because there's ones out here with swords in their mouth that'll tear you down.
So
Islam, I yield.
Islam, and that's what Sunday school is. Sunday school is for the average Moor, the operator of the Moorish America. That's why I've opened it up for questions all the time. To be able to get their basic training for this war that we in. We in a war, you know what I'm saying? And you can be cold and give in to it, you know what I'm saying, to be a zombie or whatever. You can be neutral and try to act like it's not going on, get your little job, and you know what I'm saying? And get bent over the barrel, you can stand up on your square, you know what I'm saying? All the way, 90 degrees. And so this right here was put together. The prophet put this together for ones to come in and get processed to be able to, if ones would take time to just master, and it's not no quick thing. Master the 101. In order to master something, you got to read it at least 9 times. You know what I'm saying? The 101 and the Quran. Read that 9 times. You know what I'm saying?
See what this stuff like this. See, this good advice. See, this is what, but I'm saying honestly, you get what I'm saying? What you're doing is not really what happens in Sunday school all the time. I like this more, and you really honor, but we need like a structure, a manual. Them people, they move with structure. They have a manual. Even if we have to purchase it for you putting it together, I'm willing to purchase a manual that'll help me guide me through this sheikdom, even if you get what I'm saying, or ADAP could you get what I'm saying. We need a manual. We need something, a study guide. We need some steps to tell us what to do. Like you said, read it 9 times, and I guarantee you, everything that you're saying, I'm taking to heed. So what I'm trying to tell you is, man, we need a school. Honestly, Sunday school is one day. We need a school.
Okay, I agree. So,
and if we have to pay for that school, we need to pay for the school.
That's what it's gonna take, bro.
Even if it's a virtual school, you can send me a PDF. I know how to open it. Whatever the low cost, feasible. Hey, if you down to be a part of this, you need to study and show yourself approval.
Islam.
Islam, are you?
Islam, I was just gonna say, that's pretty much what we're doing here. I've been talking with the Grand Sheik about starting up, I call it a new member orientation, but it can be whatever else I feel like, since I'm a new member, dealing with new members, taking them through like a 6-week, mass informational input to help to, clear out the old wine and put in new wine. So, and all of that does take money and finances, which is why we are putting such a heavy focus on supporting from within, as far as like us purchasing our own products or even investing in starting up different starting up the different services under the manufacturing company. Everything has to come to us, but we have to provide it for ourselves. We have to stand independently. It's hard to go out and witness to people and bring them into a group, but then they still have to depend on the pressure. So as long as we can, get support and get some commitments and get some sponsorships for the different things that we're trying to do. I'm a soap maker. The simplest, the bar of soap can be made with just 1 or 2 oils, and that's it. So and I work towards minimizing costs for myself. I've been on this like 3 months supplies for a while now. And so I always minimize the cost of me having to go out and purchase product and buy product. So as far as like supplying that, if we have more that are on the call today that would be interested, we can get together and talk, when the soap can be made within a couple of weeks and be shipped out. So you can begin to use the product yourself, see if you like it, and then you'll be able to say, hey, I use this product myself, so this is a good product. And then you begin to send it out, ship it out, and push it out. And then you can make the sales on it. So we can work it out to where if it's purchased at a wholesale price with us, then you guys can sell it at retail. And that's just how it works anyway. So we might as well get it to ourselves at wholesale price and sell it to the public at retail. And then those dollars can then be reinvested.
I'll call him.
Hello, that's him. Yeah, we on our way. All right.
Might need to mute the volume, then I'm gonna say.
Your hand was tired.
I got to mute.
All right.
And then like, that's the only thing with these fucking papers going on.
Anybody this, and I'm finna give my suggestion. I need everybody to do this right here. And maybe you have to learn how to do this, because I did. How to be a good student. Did everybody hear what I just said?
You say how to be a good student?
A good student. How do you do that?
Is that a book or is that are you asking?
No, I'm asking. I'm saying, everybody can see.
Listen.
That's one way. Well, what I'm saying is that this is part of this training as a beneficiary or just a regular member in the Moorish Temple of America number 8. I need everybody to get them a notebook or a folder.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever there's some teaching going on and you don't know something, you need to be writing it down. You know what I'm saying?
It's not.
Unless you just done mastered the science, you know what I'm saying? And then you can start teaching Sunday school class. You know what I'm saying? Unless you a master, you ain't gotta write nothing down, and you got a photographic memory and can remember all of these terms, dates that we went over in this class right here. That I took the time out of my life to look up these videos to make y'all life easy. And you know what I'm saying? It's a give and a take with this. It's not just this
It's
ain't
not.
church, man. It's not church.
No, it's not.
So I can't pour this information in nobody's head. So this is a part of your trust. Everybody want to get out deep. The Moorish Temple of America is like the deepest trust you can be in. It's so vast that people they miss the forest for the trees. You know what I'm saying? This is a trust. We deal with gold and silver. It's just we kind of we far from each other. You know what I'm saying? But we have a safe with silver in and all this thing. We have a depository. And inshallah, next week I'm gonna have pictures of all of this stuff so y'all can see it and it'll be more real. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you should have a notebook with your notes in it. You know what I'm saying? This shouldn't be a passive thing where you just come on the phone, listen to the player, get off. No, you can't. You might as well get off. You're gonna be in and out, get off. You know what I'm saying? Because what we going over, you're not getting it. This not that type of class. Those videos that I dropped earlier, I really would next time I talk to y'all, I'd be expecting people to know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? About the Susan tree and all that. And the fact that it's not a separation of church and state in what we're doing. And don't even trying to argue with me about it because you went and researched it yourself and you know it's not. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever it is. We already went over that. All right, if you found something that's contrary, do it scholarly and we can go over it and accept it. But all of the research that I've been doing for all of these years says what that brother said and what them international law people said in the international law treaty from the International Court of Justice. You know what I'm saying? And it trickles down to the prophet, which trickles down to me, which trickles down to y'all. That's the real time of it. Your grand sheik represents the prophet locally. When they say something in the prophet, replace that with grand sheik. Now, in today's time, because the highest position in the Moorish Temple of America is grand sheik. It was one prophet. After that, he appointed grand sheiks. That's why Act 1 started with the grand sheik is empowered to make law and enforce law with the help thereof. You know what I'm saying? So, and you are the grand sheik of yourself. But even the assistant grand sheik all the way down to the lowest official in the protocol, they represent arms of the prophet, the body of the prophet. You know what I'm saying? They work for the beneficiary, the members, citizens. And the members citizens. I mean, see, the problem is, this is what the problem with our people is. We so used to getting put over their barrel head by these Europeans, and they just take it out of us. They just put the mosquito nose in your body and just take it up out your text, take it out you. That we don't want to, we don't freely give and honor the stuff that was sent here to free us. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you ain't got to go to jail or go to court or nothing like that. See, that's lawless thinking. An honorable person gonna do what they supposed to do just because. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the righteousness and equity is within their heart. They and Allah is one. That's what they're supposed to do. It's an agreement on the members' part and the trustees' part. There's a trust. The sheiks and the officers are trustees. They're also beneficiaries of the trust. Allah is the creator. The prophet was the founder. You know what I'm saying? He was the reviver of this trust. Yes, then let me address this argument too. Now the prophet did not start the Moorish Empire, the Moorish nation, but he brought it back. That time marker, he the one that brought it back. Yeah, through the Moorish Temple of America. Yeah, the red flag with the 5-pointed green star. Yes, in 1913. Yes, don't nobody else have to come up with another entity to do that. That's just ego. We got all these different entities out here. What about extreme of information 30 to 45 minutes out of each day, 6 days a week building. Oh, this. Okay. All right, this is a good thing. Now, another thing I'm gonna put out here is if you suggest it, I'm gonna say you do it. If you suggest to do it, man, do it. What about let's do it? Make it happen. Come up with, hey, because I sign up on it if it's good. If you need some help with it, I'll help you with it. Just do it, man. We do need so we have, let me show y'all what we have. We do have a YouTube channel. Triple Number 8 has a YouTube channel. This is how I found this brother here. This is right here, screen share. My screen share. We have our own website. This the channel right here, Moorish Children of America number 8. Got a couple of little classes out here. So y'all, this is on our YouTube channel. I don't know which one of y'all brothers was reading, but you on the YouTube. This is how we doing this. So we want enough clips. And this is intellectual property of our trust. I'm not gonna put this one on here because I'm really going into some private type stuff, but
anybody, if you can read, if you want to continue reading, bro, you can. Somebody else can so they can raise their hand.
Okay.
So if you want to show somebody how we do Sunday school class or whatever, or you want to study this particular stuff, we have a recording of our divine constitution and bylaws, all of the laws right here, all of the laws. Then it go into the 101. Then we go into the chapter of the Holy Quran. This from last week, matter of fact. Online, YouTube. Once we get enough of these, once we get 6 of these or 7, we'll have that's our curriculum. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just the basic more science. Now these classes right here, these are all classes I did in Pine Bluff in 3 years ago. And I went in on all of these, like real talk. If you check them out. I went in on these classes. This is how I used to teach class. So it was after Easter. That's trying to sound right there. My cameraman was slop. Can't get right on the camera.
On side, the ancestors made out the chapter.
Now, MSTofA number 8, Amanoya Ali's land in 1928, May 1st. The jewel of the South. A chiefdom was established and left vacant, abandoned. Allah made all of this happen. No strange happening was written in the stars, signs, symbols. You control the narrative and pace and ease of it. Are you being led by your higher self or lower self? What do they breed? That's a good question all the way here. Are you being led by your higher self or your lower self? The higher self breeds what? You know what I'm saying? The lower self breeds what? The lower self breeds hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, anything that harm. Most black people modus operandi is hating on each other. Period. All I need to do is get on the phone with each other, talk about each other. That's all we do. That's our modus operandi. That's what we do. We talk about, we hate on each other. Oh, man, look at that nigga. The fighting, the real housewife. Our culture is been infused with hatred. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. The fighting, and that's our culture. Putting the blick up on the, pulling up in the palm, killing the rapper. That's hatred. That's lower self. Slander, same thing, sitting up talking about each other. If you're talking about another person and they're not there, that's slander. Period. When somebody bring up somebody else's name, the honorable thing to do is say, hold on, click over and call that person and get back on the phone with them, and now you in honor. Other than that, you are participating in slander, and that will keep you out of the kingdom of heaven. Lewdness. We went over what lewdness is: dressing inappropriate, talking inappropriate, being abrasive, loud. That's lewdness. You know what I'm saying? Lewd. Murders, we know what murders, theft, jealousy, theft, anything that harms. You're doing any of that, you're being led by your lower self. High self, you know what it brings. So, what is your nationality? Nationality is the order of the day, acts of state, capital, acts of state, lowercase. This is what I was going on with these children 3 years ago.
And you is a part of y'all concept from the ancient Moorish map of the sky. This is a part of it. And this is part of that's Mercury, Jupiter.
This right here is a part of our temple number 8 logo that I was just going over. This is the wheel of Dendera, the Egyptian zodiac. You know, YouTube is all the time. Y'all can go check it out.
Mexico. Mexico. I think that's in the village right there.
So anyway, we do have.
They played in the village. This year, that's how the desert. That's how it became the desert over there. Right? After you shoot, it's a thing called the fallout, the wind. They call it the evil wind. And when it came to this year, they killed the plant.
Okay, hey, love, y'all want to go check that? I was talking about the Anunnaki and all kind of stuff. The YouTube channel is Moorish Temple of America number 8. Maybe 8 subscribers, y'all, because I wasn't even telling people about this. I really had forgot about it. So I just added the first class from last week. I'm not gonna add this class because it's more of a private class, but that was a pretty good class last week. We did it pretty quick. It's an hour. You can take people there if they want to look at something. So we do have a YouTube channel as well. We do have a and I'm finna end at 3. Inshallah. This is our website that's under construction. I'm trying to get everybody to send their stuff to it. Me, that's the assistant grand chief, Brother Charles L. Secretary, so the Cuban treasurer, recorder. This is the website. I need all of y'all pictures and stuff, our photos, reflection if you want it on the website. It will be in this part. You know, this is us, this me, you know, people of nationality. It's us doing community service in front of the masjid, community service. What?
Grand Sheik, I'm gonna have to send you some photos.
Yeah, so yeah, we need some photos, y'all. We need some content.
Islam, we definitely got some upliftment photos.
Yeah, so dang, I'm in all these pictures. Yeah, I need some more pictures, y'all. And we are going to redo now wait a minute, because this you gotta pay that, so this need to add some on here. Moorish Manufacturing. When I add this on there. Okay. Okay, that's on here. What is this? What's this? Moorish Manufacturing. All right, it's live. All right, y'all, it's 3 o'clock. You want to go check out the website. You want to, if you want your reflection on the website, send it to the sister, Wazir, record it, send it to her, and we get you on the website. Make sure it's a pretty good picture. If you have something you want to write or whatever, again, like I said, we have a website. We got a YouTube channel. We just got to work on them. And yeah. Comments, questions? If not, I'm gonna close out with the closing prayer. 5 on the left, 2 on the right, feet at a 45-degree angle. Allah guide our hearts and minds back to our ancient forefathers' divine creed and principle. This we ask in the holy name in the 7 Elohim. Amen.
I mean, peace and love, everyone.
Mm.